All right, I'm on hole number 9 of the 2020 Winter Major. I'm in Wednesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. Let's go check out hole number 9. Put my grid back up here, so I want to see if I'm trying to test out all my stuff to see if I'm getting lag. Because if you've watched all the videos so far today, I had some serious lag the last tournament. I was so busy and had so many other things going on the last tournament that it was like way back in the back of my mind, and then just me, how I was playing and what was going on around me, and the lag issue, I didn't care. But this tournament, I definitely, we're in a major and I definitely want to go out there. And the last 2 days, the lag issue has been so bad that it's literally been unplayable. And I stripped my device completely off last night, put it back to factory specs, and put on what I needed in order to play, and seeing if and it seems like it's a little bit better today. I haven't really been getting any lag issues today, so we might be all right. Now here's the deal. The problem with this is okay. Let me get to the one where I can zoom in a little. So if I come out here, I've done this in practice, 3 power ball, max overpower, and you can try and get out, somewhere out into this area. If you bring a 5 power ball and you put max topspin on it, what's happening is that I've been ending up out here in the rough. And if I was on trajectory in this area, it's got so much speed, I may actually bleed off. And you don't need to get that far. If you can get about right in here, you're big dog, you've got plenty of room to get up there. So what I'd really like to bring here is my sniper. And if I can open up a window, even a little teeny bit of a window on this side right here, you've got lots of topspin, you got lots of ball guide, you've got great accuracy. That would be the way that I really want to come at this, is with that club. But I'm not sure. It's just one of those deals. Hold on one second. All right, so I went back and watched in my practice round on Monday to kind of see what I had done there. So what I did on Monday was I brought out a Kingmaker KM, and I came into this area right here, and the wind was blowing kind of like off in this direction. So with a little bit of overpower, I used the wind catching this area. I had on somewhere around 4.5 topspin, somewhere in that neighborhood, and bled off into this area. And with a 3 power ball, my red line with my big dog was right there. So I could have easily gotten into this area with a sniper. Very easily could have got in it, and I wasn't pressing the issue down here of trying to. What's scary about this is when you're bleeding off down here, you're at the very end of the run. So whatever trajectory you're on, you're along for the ride. And as you're going along here, this side you're pretty consistent on, but this side over here, the farther you get out there, the more this rough comes into play as it squeezes up towards the tip. And if you overshoot it, you could very easily find yourself in the rough over here. And I would much rather just be right out here in the middle in the fairway and be a little short of down here and still have my shot coming in to get my eagle than to press my luck with this rough. I've ended up in this rough the last 2 times I've taken the shot. I've actually overdrove this and ended up in the rough out here. What I don't like is having to do the overpower on the drive, because consistency for your shot to get up into that area when you're doing overpower, you hit it great to the left or the right and you're sunk. I think you could probably get this done with a 4 power ball. And if you can end up out in this area with a 4 power ball, your red line's definitely going to be up. So I'm going to bring a sniper. Let's see what my 4 power ball inventory looks like. We're going to have to restart because I went and watched that video. Now, you can do this if you've got an APOC 4, distance-wise. If we compare our Apocalypse 4 to an extra mile. So if you have an APOC 4, that 3 yards of distance that you're losing on raw power is negligible. And what you're losing as far as topspin, you really don't need to use all the topspin that's on an extra mile. If you've got an extra mile 8, you're still not going to use all the topspin. You're only using like 4.5 bars of topspin, maybe 5. So you're only using about 50% topspin, and you're going to get that with either an extra mile 8. I think with a 6 and a 7, they're about the same. So it's like 4.5. So you're still good. But as far as like making sure that we stay into the fairway on the right-hand side, as far as curl goes, the APOC 4 may be a better option as far as the curl goes on it, and it is a little bit more accurate club. So let's think here. Let's put my thinking cap on. I may bring an Apocalypse. I hardly ever play with my Apocalypse, and it's not because I have a problem with the Apocalypse. It's just I didn't have an Apocalypse for a long time. And even when the club card trading came out, my Apocalypse was level 1 or level 2. So as soon as the club card trading came out, I got the Apocalypse. Like the first week, I got it like 5 out of 7 times, and I obviously picked the Apocalypse. So, and then I was able to get it up to level 3 and level 4 pretty quick. I'm a ways away from level 5, but in a level 5, it definitely becomes a club. I mean, it's a great club at level 4, but at level 5, it's definitely a club. And at level 4, it's when you talk about Extra Mile 8 or Apocalypse 4, the Apocalypse is probably overall a better club just because of the curl. And I think it's more accurate at level 4. Yes, it is more accurate at level 4. So, I mean, pound for pound, it's probably the better club. But if you got an Extra Mile 9, or when you get your Extra Mile to 9, and that Extra Mile 9 is an awesome club. No, I think I'm going to play with my Apocalypse, and I'm going to come at it with a sniper. Let's try it out. Let's see what this combo can do. Now, the 3 power ball, I've got to do some overpower in order to get up in there with the wind. I'm just wondering if with a 4 power ball, I could... Let's see what my choices are. What do I have a bunch of 4 power balls in? I need 5 of them. Because whatever it is, I think this is a 5 power ball. This is a 4 power ball. 3 wind. And the deal is I think if you use a 4 power ball, you're going to need the wind on the drive. You almost need a 4-3-2. That might be the firework ball, right? 4-3-2. Now let's try the firework ball. If that does not work, I'm going to immediately switch to a rose ball. And I want to set up my number 1 bag to be exactly the same. So if I don't like the look with the Apocalypse, I can switch back to my number 1 bag. Okay, so I've got some choices here. Okay, here we go. The whole goal here is not to have to do any overpower. So if I get out there and that's 4 power ball, I've got to do overpower. I'm going to immediately switch to a power 5 ball. Hole number 9. And hole number 9 is actually giving me some problems the last few. And I can't tell if it's the lag issue or if it's just me shooting or what the deal is. But the lag issue has thrown my game off so much that I'm not sure if I can even play anymore. That's how bad it's gotten over the last month. I know the last tournament I was doing a project at my house. I was using cyanoacrylate super glue. I use super glue a lot. I do a lot of veneer work. I make my own veneers. And so I do a lot of my own veneer work. And yeah, with the Power 4, I'm still going to have to do some overpower here. And I'm not interested in having to do any overpower at all on this shot. So I'm going to switch to a rose ball, maybe. And about 4.5 topspin. I'm going to let the wind push me out there. So the wind's going to push me out into that area, kind of in between my blue ring out there. Put some curl on it. Just a titch of overpower. Hitting it perfect. Just try and feed myself out there towards the tip. And that little teeny bit of extra curl that you can get with the Apocalypse that you can't get with the Extra Mile is a big thing, because where I was at right there, there is the possibility I could have hit that great to the left or the right and still ended up in the fairway, whereas with your Extra Mile, you're going to pull more towards that left-hand rough, And that left-hand rough gets shorter and shorter as the further you get down there, and there's a really good shot that you can bleed off into the rough. I'm seeing a lot of people end up in the rough out there. Now, I'm not exactly sure what kind of layup shot this is, but unless you've got some big max overpower hook shot, I don't see you getting up from there and bringing out a 5 power ball and doing a layup shot with a 5 power ball. I don't get that. I am definitely in my sniper range. Let's pull back a little so we can take a look at it. Go right at the cup. Going right at it. I'm going to do a 10% pull, so that's 2.8. That's going to be 3.1. 100% accurate club. 3.1 rings. That puts me just a titch in the power. Isn't it perfect? See if we can get it in the cup. Get in the hole. Give myself a look. Come on. Release. Release. Just a little short. And that was that little bit of where I was in the power. It just came in just a little short. I'm going to change my notes here, and I'm definitely going to look at it, come at it from that direction. So I'm going to use a APOC, and I'm going to use a Power 5 ball, the Rose ball, and I'm going to use a sniper. That's definitely how I want to be going at that hole. I absolutely don't get the whole laying up with a Power 5 ball. I know that my opponent has an extra mile of whatever level, because with my lower level account and a Power 5 ball and 4.5 topspin on a level 6 extra mile, I can get up there almost in exactly the same area that I was at right there. A little short. The 390 versus 400 with no overpower. So I'm not exactly sure why they brought out the 5 power ball and did the layup. It's baffling. Well, that's because they're forest dwellers. So they probably don't have access to all of the social media that those of us that live in urban environments do. Come on, Polly. The good news is that they're in their short iron. The bad news is that they have no idea whether they're in max, minimum, or mid. And I'm always baffled when I watch people do wind adjustments, and they never ever set it up so that they were looking right at the hole. Like, this is the shot that I need to get into the hole. And then they make some wind adjustment based off of, I have no idea how they figure that out. I do know that if you're trying to go up in tours and you want to be a max trophy player, you got to get over that. You have got to figure out how to use the wind ring method, because once you get past tour 7, you're going to get your lunch 8. You can get to tour 7 and feel like you're a king and you've made a bunch of those shots, but once you get past tour 7 and you don't have some way of effectively working out the wind, all you are is a coin machine, an ATM machine for the rest of us. So if you know how to use the wind ring method, that's why I encourage my viewers, when you're out there practicing, if you're working on your clubs, tour 7 is the great spot, because over half the people that you'll run into on tour 7 don't have any effective way of working out the wind, and basically they're just ATM machines. You can just go out there and win. All right, that was my qualifying round. That is not the round that I was looking for. I epic failed on hole number 3, and I did not get the birdie, or excuse me, the eagle. I got a birdie, and I dropped the shot there. So the minimum score for me is picking up the eagle on 3 and picking up the eagle on 7. That's what I'm looking for as my minimum score. Now, it could be argued that not picking up the eagle on 3 is still part of the minimum score, and I agree. But I'm trying to get a banner, and I'm trying to be in that top 5 to give myself a shot at it. And you're not going to be in that top 5 unless you can pick up the eagle on 3 and pick up the eagle on 7. Now, I was lucky, and I got a hole in one on 4, and that kind of made up for it. But minus 13 versus minus 14 for a tiebreaker. Minus 14 is always going to be better. Just missed that Albie on hole number 6. Just missed it. Did not play well today at all, but I am happy that I didn't get the lag issues that I've had here recently. And so going in, my goal going in today was to shoot the minus 13, minus 14. That's what I wanted to have for a tiebreaker. I did put myself in that range, so it will give me a pretty good tiebreaker going into. If it digs down into the qualifying round, that will be a fairly decent tiebreaker that is going to put me ahead of the mass majority of the people that are out there. But I need to pick that up in the opening round. And in the opening round, my goal in the opening round is to shoot a minus 26 plus. If it's minus 27, if it's minus 28, these anywhere in this range, I'm looking for a minus 26 plus in my opening round. And then in the weekend round, I really think it's going to take a minus 28 plus in order to win. And so I'm trying to ramp myself up to that point by consistency, where I can set these shots up on these holes. And I'm going to go through and watch these videos and watch my practice videos and set myself up a really good set of notes tonight. Hammer and Hank sent me his notes as far as wind adjustments. I need to pull those up and print those out so I can look at them. And I will work on those tonight. And I'm going to try and post a video tonight before I go to bed to give you what my opening round notes are going to be so that you can increase your odds in your opening round of trying to get up into this range and ramping yourself up, getting yourself ready for the weekend. All right. That was hole number 9. That was the qualifying round for my 77 account. Thanks for watching.